Hey guys, what's going on? It is Broken Nose Vlogs here. If you guys haven't watched any of my gaming channel videos recently, you probably don't know why I disappeared for about a month or so. Long story short, I had some health problems that was mainly pertaining to my mouth. Essentially, I needed to get some oral surgery to get some stuff taken care of. That's all done, so hopefully I am going to be fine from here on out. Also, mention this on the channel as well. I am making some modifications to how I record my videos in terms of this. So I used to use NVIDIA Broadcast 2.1. It is a resource hog. I do not like it. I've been using NVIDIA Broadcast since the 1. I want to say like 3 days or something like that. So I downgraded to NVIDIA Broadcast. I think it's a 1.4.9 or something. It's like the very last one that they did before they jumped to the 2.0 and it became a resource hog. So hopefully things look comparable. Don't worry, this isn't anything scary. It's just heat. Anyways, we are going to enter a whole new realm of gaming, a whole new dimension of gaming, what have you. Today I'm going to try out haptic gaming. Now, haptic gaming, I mean, we all know what haptics are. They're the vibrations. If you have a controller, for example, this would have haptic motors inside of it. It's vibration. Your cell phone has haptic feedback. Well, there's a company called Woojer, and they make two different things. They make a vest, which is, I want to say $500 and a little bit more than I'm willing to spend on it. Or they also have this neat little thing called a strap. And essentially, this is your haptic motor system. You will wear it, and whatever happens in-game, sound-wise, should translate into some sort of haptic feedback. It is kind of interesting because it does work kind of like, I guess, like a DAC or something, because you plug it in via USB-C, and then you have your headphone out here. So I haven't set this up yet. I haven't plugged it into the computer or anything like that to set this up, but we're gonna try this out, and I'm just gonna kind of see what it's like. So I guess the first thing to do is to put it on. So this literally just unstraps, and I don't know, they say to wear it crossbody or something like that. I don't know, I'll figure this out. Alright, so I've put it on. I've just kind of put it in the middle of my chest or whatever. I don't know what else to do with it, but we're going to go ahead and we'll hook it up. It does use a USB-C cable, which I just so happen to have already hooked up and ready to go for my computer. I even have a tag on it. It says, you guys can't see it, but it says Woojer. So we will go ahead and plug this bad boy in and see what it does. It lights up. Now, I'm curious. Supposedly, I will have a mixer, and I do. Spoogers, speakers, Woojer Strap S3. So I do have the Woojer set up. So says to bring the volume up to 100, and now it's just a matter of putting on some headphones, which I have, since we are using a 3.5 millimeter jack system here. I will use a set of Razer Black Sharks. Yeah, these are cool. So I got these for a whole like $30 at one of the, they're a special edition. I got them at Walmart, and then supposedly you will plug those in right here. We have audio, so this will be kind of cool. Like, I have an adjuster up here, so I can adjust what I want. And then I'll just play some games. So I'm thinking of a few games. I think we're gonna play around with maybe some driving games. I do have a simulation game, and I do have one fighting game that we'll try out and see how it works. So let's get to it. So the first game on my list is War Thunder. Now, I was a beta tester for War Thunder. I've been doing quite a bit of content on War Thunder on my gaming channel, so I figured it was kind of a no-brainer to see what it does when it comes to the Woojer here. So I'm probably just going to play some low-tier stuff. I got some M4 Shermans and some M24 Chaffies. I will probably just load them up here and see what we get. But we got ourselves a match, and this is not my favorite of matches, but we will go ahead and you know what? I think I'm gonna play the rare Chaffee. All right, so right away I can feel the vibration on the engine here. There's a lot going on around me, and I can feel it. Okay, let's see here. Well, not the tank I was trying to hit, but okay. Let's see, I think he is probably looking at everyone. Is he going sideways? He's not going sideways. Let's see here. Oh, that was nothing. Oh, that was a lot of guys. Oh, got rid of him. Let's knock these guys out. Can feel quite a bit, though. There's a lot going on around me, and I can feel it. Like, the further away it is, obviously, the less it is, but some of the sharper explosions you can definitely feel. Let's see here. Can I hit this guy? I can. Ooh. Is he gonna put out the fire? Oh, I got an assist. I'll take that. Oh, well, that Panzer IV, I don't think that's what he was trying to do. But there's quite a few tanks back there. There's still a Panzer IV over there. There was still a Panzer IV over there. There's no longer a Panzer IV over there. This has been a fast and furious match here, actually. I'm surprised I have not had to respawn yet, but it does look like we are losing some of our caps here. Oh. Ah, it didn't work. Alright, well, I think that's it for this match, unfortunately. I was hoping he wasn't paying attention, but it looks like it. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother respawning. But I will say, it is very interesting to feel the vibrations as you play in this match, in this game. So that was actually pretty darn cool. I would say for War Thunder, this is actually pretty cool. I do like it. It's pretty fun. But yeah, let's move on to another game. Alright, so for my next game, it's not really a game, but some of you may remember I used to be a ride operator. I've worked at a few theme parks, essentially. So I have this game called No Limits. This is the second iteration of No Limits. This came out some time ago. No Limits 1 was even more basic than this. But I wondered if it would add any depth in terms of, you know, how the ride feels if it had vibration. Because in real life, when you ride a roller coaster, there is also, you know, like you can feel the coaster vibrating around. So I'm gonna play around with this, see what it feels like, see if it's a good match or if this, you know, isn't it. So we'll take a look here. All right, so here we are on Viper. This is not quite my home park, but this is a theme park that I visit from time to time. Many of you would know it, maybe Six Flags Magic Mountain. Fun fact, Six Flags and one of the company parks that I used to work for, Knott's Berry Farm, Cedar Fair, have become one. So I ended up getting a season pass, and my pass is good at any Cedar Fair or Six Flags park since they are now one and the same. as far as how it feels right now, I am getting kind of just a constant vibration in general. I think that's because, if I remember right, there's like a wind sound effect, which I had forgotten about entirely. So it is always vibrating. I am going to fire it off here. We'll see what happens. But I don't have high hopes for this already, because, like I said, it's just vibrating no matter what. So we'll see how it goes. But fun fact, Viper is probably one of the last of its kind in existence right now. It is an Aero Mega Looper, has 7 inversions, at one time had the world's tallest inversion. Not so much that it was a giant loop, it's just the loop was the highest up in the air. Yeah, I don't think there's many of these left, if any at all, actually. So it is kind of interesting that Six Flags still has it. How long it'll stay, we don't know. But, you know, if you haven't been on it, it might be something. It doesn't feel the best, though. This particular company did make a slightly rough roller coaster. But let's see here. So it does add a little bit. So the vibration does change a little bit when the roller coaster is moving at a higher speed. So it feels a little bit, but the problem is it's very rhythmic, which is not what I would think, especially a roller coaster like this, of this age, would feel like. Viper is very haphazard, bouncy, bumpy, and just overall doesn't feel that great. So, you know, I thought this might be a good idea, but I think in the end, for, well, a little bit. But it's just not quite what I had in my head of how it would feel when it comes to the vibrations and the roller coaster. So I think for No Limits, it might not be a great match in terms of this, but still, you know, it's an idea. If I could get rid of this rhythmic wind vibration that's going on in the background, I think it would be better. Yeah, I mean, it does add a little bit of depth. Not nearly as much as War Thunder benefited from having all the vibrations going on, but a little bit. But let's move on to another game. Alright, for our next game, we have BeamNG.drive. I did want to use one of the Need for Speed games. I don't have any of them load up. I don't have my EA account app running right now, so I fell back to good old BeamNG.drive. I haven't played. This is a new version. As a matter of fact, when I loaded this up, it told me I had to migrate all my data over to a new version. I haven't played this in a while. I do know it uses my Xbox style controller, but let's take a look here. Well, let's just play, I don't know, something fun here. Alright, we'll do this. This looks like fun. Alright, can you prove? Okay. Popo behind me. So, roadblock. This is kind of interesting. It is a little laggy, but... Oh, we're going into a house. Oh, that's a shame. Well, let's, let me try that again. I forgot. This is different compared to, like, most arcade games. It's very realistic. Go this way. Oh, he crashed out. Bye. Oh, I crashed out. I was not paying attention. Alright, so for the pursuit thing, it was kind of fun, but I do want to try one other thing, and this was always the fun thing when it came to BeamNG.drive, and that was the destruction physics. So, let's go ahead, and we'll take our way down. Whoa! And down we go. Whoa! Oh! And everything, my controller is vibrating, my my Woojer is vibrating, so everything is vibrating when it comes to BeamNG.drive here. Oh man, oh, this thing is not doing too good. Oh, there goes the there goes the whole wheel. And there we go. Another happy landing. Surprisingly, the engine actually runs. I can't go anywhere, but the engine actually won. So I would say for BeamNG.drive, the Woojer does work. Kind of works hand in hand with the controller, which is kind of cool. BeamNG.drive is drastically different than what I remember, though. So I'll probably have to take some time and play around with it and see how it works. But yeah, for driving games, I feel like this is actually pretty cool because it does give you the feeling of like the engine running when you move and stuff like that, and then your controller also vibrating at the same time. It's pretty cool. I would definitely say for driving games, Woojer is probably a good pickup. And for my last game, I kind of threw this in here last minute. I think I'm going to check out Red Dead Redemption 2. Probably not a game I would think of when it comes to this, but I thought it would be interesting to check out just to see how it handles and how it you know, works. So we'll autosave. All right, cool. All right, well, this doesn't look too bad. Oh, and here, oh, that's right. It's been a very long time since I played Red Dead Redemption. I forgot. I have a pretty cool set of horses. So it's kind of interesting because, like, as the horse is trotting, I can feel, you know, it in the ground. It's not really the reason why I'm gonna play this, though. This was easily probably one of my favorite games out there. I really do like Red Dead 2. The Red Dead universe is pretty cool, in my opinion. And even now, like, you know, we're looking at 2018, I think is when Red Dead 2 came out, or in 2026, and I still think this game holds up really well and looks really good. I don't know, man. It's pretty cool. There is a big old train leaving. But, let's see here. Let's just pulled up out of town here. I have forgotten how to... Well, that's not what I meant to do. Hey guys, so I'm going to break into the footage here. It'll just be my voice, but you're watching Red Dead 2 working as intended at this point. I did stop what I was doing and try to figure out what was going on with Red Dead 2. Apparently, there is an issue. It is not very common. It's more common in consoles, but there is an issue where I guess you do run into this bug where you essentially can't talk to NPCs. You can do literally everything else. You can aim, you can, you know, do bad things, but you can't talk. I didn't know what to do, and I hadn't played Red Dead in over a year, and there had been plenty of updates, and I'm sure an update could break something when it comes to the controls. So I went ahead and I essentially kind of like reverted everything back to stock. I deleted like the cache and Steam. You know, I did everything. I did everything I could to like restart the game and make it like a clean slate. I didn't delete my save game, but I did go through and sort of reset everything in the program. I took my controller apart to see if there was any issues with the controller. I didn't see any issues there. But once I had put everything back together and I restarted the game, suddenly I could interact with NPCs again. So I don't know what broke, but I fixed it, and I don't know how I fixed it. But you're seeing the footage now as I wanted to do it with the Woojer, and I will tell you that with Red Dead, a couple different things kind of pop up with the Woojer. So yes, like when I get into fist fights, which is what I was originally going to do, I just wanted to bother people and act like a jerk and fight them. And you do feel the hits, you know, when you throw the punches or when they land punches on you. You also feel your horse. You'll feel your horse galloping along, and you can feel dialogue sometimes. You can feel you can kind of feel stuff that you don't expect to feel. So it's cool, but I think there's just so much going on in a complex world like Red Dead 2 or GTA, or really any of these open world games. I feel like there's so much going on that it might not be beneficial to use haptic for that kind of game. Like, I would have gone even one further. I thought about loading up Star Wars The Old Republic, which I don't think anyone plays, but same thing I think would have been an issue, was the fact that you were going to, yes, you would have haptic feedback from your weapons, but you would probably also have haptic feedback from the dialogue, the sound effects, because there are sound effects that happen over dialogue, especially when it's like light side, dark side choices. And I think there's just too much going on, and I feel like that's the same issue that we have with the world of Red Dead and, you know, sort of GTA as well. So it was neat that, yes, I could feel people punching me or me punching them, and I could also feel, you know, when I was using weapons, I could feel the recoil, or whatever you want to call it, of the weapon just from the sound of it, the haptic feedback from that. But also hearing people talk in it, giving haptic feedback for that was a little weird. So I think Red Dead 2 might not benefit from a Woojer device as much as, say, any of the other games that I played. Like, in my tier list here, I would say right now, Red Dead's probably the least beneficial when it comes to that. But that's my opinion. But yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of segue into the next section now that I've sort of dropped my opinions and how I feel about Red Dead and how it worked with the Woojer, so we can go ahead and move on. So here we are, wrapping up the video. If I look different, it's because I am. This video got pushed back a little bit because I spent a little bit of time making sure Red Dead 2 would work so I could actually experience the game the way I wanted to. So that's why I look different. But anyways, wrapping up with the Woojer and what I think about it. It's a neat idea, and I think for certain games it's probably more advisable to use it than others. For example, with War Thunder and any driving games, any vehicle games, I feel like it's more interesting to use versus like Red Dead 2, or even No Limits. And I'll kind of go into this, but like for the driving games, for any vehicle games like War Thunder, it was cool because you could feel the tank as you drove. When you fired your cannon, you would feel the rumble of the cannon depending on the caliber of the shell. If Cass came in and dropped a whole bunch of bombs and they were huge, you would feel those as well as see them in the distance, you know? So I feel like that part was pretty cool, but it definitely did not make me play better. It was interesting, but it's definitely more of like a added layer more than it's like, oh, you're gonna, you know, I don't think anyone would expect to play better feeling, you know, your gameplay, but that's here nor there. But for the driving games like BeamNG or like Forza, Need for Speed, I could see it also being pretty cool because it also immerses you more in the sense that you feel the car, you know, idling, or when you're driving really fast, you know, or when you're, you know, screeching your tires and things like that. I feel like it's going to sort of add to the sort of overall immersion. For No Limits, I don't know. I thought it would be more immersive, but because of the way this Woojer, the one that I bought, which by the way is like $100, or at least when I bought it was like $100, but the way the Woojer kind of like understands sound, because there was the constant wind noise going on in the No Limits game simulator. You couldn't really feel the roller coaster all that much, so that was kind of a downside. If I could figure out, or if it's even possible to like turn off the wind and just focus more on the roller coaster itself, I think it would probably be better. It would probably be more immersive. And then the least, well, I don't want to say least, but like the game that's not going to really benefit from it is definitely games like Red Dead, because it's not really like, it was cool to feel, you know, my horse galloping. It was cool when I was, you know, in a fist fight. I could feel, you know, the hits as they landed or as I landed them. When I went on a rampage through Valentine, you know, that was also an experience. You could feel the recoil from your weapons and stuff like that. But you also felt dialogue and just other things. Like if a train went by and blew its whistle, it would vibrate. Which, I mean, depending on how loud the train whistles are, yes, you could probably kind of like say, oh, that's kind of realistic, but yeah, I don't know. And that's just because like the Woojer, at least the strap model that I have, is essentially kind of like, almost like it's like a sound card, I feel like, because I have to plug it in, and then in order for me to hear anything, I actually have to plug headphones into the Woojer itself. So it's playing sound, it's using the sound for the haptics, and then it's also just playing to your headphones. So some games that I probably would not recommend at all, music and rhythm games. Personally, I would find that way too distracting. If I'm playing like Stepmania or Guitar Hero or whatever, and I'm, you know, trying to do the rhythm of the game, depending on the song, it could be all over the place. It could be wild. So I don't think that would be a very good use case for the Woojer. But of course, these are all just my opinions. Will I keep the Woojer? Well, yes, because I waited way too long to even think about returning it. I had literally bought this thing like last year. Will I use it more? Yes, but I'm probably going to use it for things like World of Tanks and War Thunder, the vehicle games. I don't think I'm going to play Red Dead with it again, or GTA or anything like that, because GTA is going to suffer from the same problems as Red Dead, where not only can you, yes, feel your car driving, but dialogue and basically everything in the city that's going on, you're going to feel that. So that's probably not going to be the best use case for it. But if I do want to feel more realism as I play my tank combat games, I will probably look at using the Woojer. But you know, that's just my thoughts on it. In terms of recommendation, I think it's interesting. If you have like $100 some odd to burn, yeah, you could check it out. Temper your expectations. I don't think, and again, maybe if I would have purchased the $500 vest, I would have a different opinion. I know they make haptic chairs, they make haptic vests, they make the haptic discs. I mean, there's a lot of different things out there nowadays that are haptic along with your controllers, so there's definitely different things that you can do. But for me, certain games I can understand it does add a layer of immersion. For other games, it just doesn't work. But if you're curious about it and you have the capital and you're willing to spend said capital on either of those items, it might be worth checking out. But if you don't have the money, I don't think you're missing anything. There are much better things that you can spend your money on for gaming and things like that. Anyways, this video has gone on a little bit longer than I wanted to, mainly because of Red Dead. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have never seen or heard about haptic gaming, I hope this was a little bit of an insight to what it does and how it can, you know, improve or add layers of depth to your gaming experience. But other than that, like I said, I hope it was an enjoyable watch. I am going to hopefully get back on the horse, no Red Dead pun intended, and start making more content. I have made some content on my gaming side, and fun fact, as of, I want to say like 2 days ago from when this video dropped, I actually started streaming on Twitch again. Now, granted, it was Stepmania. Technically, it was Project Outfox, but I have started streaming and playing Stepmania again. I know I released a video on that LTech video that I wanted to do a review on that just never happened. I might revisit it. I'm not sure I'm going to lift the pad off the ground and, you know, go over it, but that is, I'm starting to get back into the swing of things, so hopefully content will become more regular again, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until I catch you guys in the next video, take it easy. Bye bye.